Hello, my dear friends. My name is Felix Okeke. I am your marriage counselor and coach. And tonight we are going to be discussing a very awesome topic. I know some of you have not even found it worthy to get subscribed to this program, to this channel. Please do so immediately. There's a red button right here. Click on it and get subscribed and be part of this awesome party. A young woman came to me some time ago and she asked a very fundamental question. And this will be a lesson for some of us who are toying with our relationships, especially the relationship of marriage. She said to me, Daddy, why should I get married? I mean, my parents were married for close to 20 years and then had a very bitter divorce. Now I'm in the age to get married and my parents are urging me ahead to go and get married, get a man to marry. Why should I do that when their own life have not been a good example unto me? I mean, if people who love themselves with that kind of passion could part, then what is the lesson unto me? Why should I get married, sir? Why should I get married? I mean, she asked that of the father, and the father just could not understand. He could not get it himself. And she came and asked me the same question. And I had to, go into my arsenal to give her some of the reasons why she ought to get married immediately. Number one, I want you to know that your parents' faults, your parents' fault lines, or whatever they have done or not done, should not be used as a parameter to measure your own life. Having said that, I want to give us 4 fundamental reasons why every man out there, every woman out there should seek for a life of union in marriage. Number 1, marriage is done for the sake of companionship. You need to have somebody that you can share a lifetime with. Without a companion, your life down the line will be a very lonely life. Very, very lonely indeed. Ask those who were married before and then got separated with their spouses. They will tell you what loneliness means. Ask those who never got married and somehow, for whatever reason, they didn't get married and their mates got married, and down their old age, you discover that they become very lonely indeed. Life outside of marriage is a very lonely life. No matter how you may think it, no matter how you may fake it, no matter how you may think that possibly, I will always do this. No, life outside of marriage is a very lonely life. You need a man to share your life with. You need a woman to share your life with. Life is all about sharing. In the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9, the Bible says 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. You need to have someone you are going to share your likes and dislikes. You are going to share your passions with. There are passions that are in you as a woman and as a man. You have those passions inside of you. Need somebody that you can share your life with. Somebody you can share your testimonies with. Somebody you can share your visions and ideas with. And you can only do that in the place of marriage. You can do that profitably in the position of marriage. So companionship is very, very necessary if you must run the race of life profitably. That's the very first reason why you need to get married. The second reason why you need to get married is for the sake of procreation. God has designed it in such a way that if you're not married, procreating outside of marriage is an error, is a mistake, because the product of such a union must be guided by both sides of the coin, by both the man and the woman, so that the children that are coming out of such a relationship must be balanced, children that are balanced in every area of life. So if you're a woman and you go about procreating without the male factor, without the man being there to help you raise the children, then you discover that your children, they will never be balanced in their perceptions of life. If you are also a man and you go about sowing your wild oats and they are bringing children to you from different mothers and you are guiding them and thinking that you are going to provide a fatherhood and motherhood factor at the same time, you are in error, because no matter the way you look at it, both sides need to come together in order to raise a profitable child, in order to raise a child that will stand firmly in society and become what God has called him or her to be. So for the reason of procreation, you need to think in terms of getting married. Very, very important. And if you procreate without being in marriage, like I said, it is not only a sin, it is a grave error and a grave injustice to the person you are bringing into the world. That is the second reason why you must get married. The third reason why you must get married is to raise what we call a goodly heritage. A goodly heritage. God has so made it that, it takes a man and a woman to bring the kind of synergy that will raise a child that will be a blessing unto God and a blessing unto mankind and a blessing unto society. It takes both factors, both sides working together as one to raise a goodly heritage. So the third reason for getting married is to raise a goodly heritage, so that you have people, you have seeds that you can communicate the virtues that God has given unto, seeds that you can implant godly virtues onto, seeds that you can disciple in the ways of God, seeds that you can help to raise as profitable citizens of our society. So raising a goodly heritage, very, very important indeed. If you must raise a goodly heritage, you must do it within the ambit of marriage. And finally, the fourth reason for getting married is for the purposes of spiritual reinforcement. I come again, for the purposes of spiritual reinforcement. There is something that a woman is meant to do unto you as a man spiritually. Because whether you like it or not, a woman has a very high level of spiritual discernment. And a man also has a spiritual leadership. When you bring it together, you create the kind of spiritual synergy that will make God to give you, to deliver his increase unto you. Spiritual reinforcement. I can go on quoting scriptures, but the Bible says, Matthew chapter 18 verse 19, if both of you shall ask of anything as touching here on earth, it shall be done of my Father in heaven. If both of you shall ask of anything as touching here on earth, it shall be done of my Father in heaven. Both of you have to come together in order to profitably reinforce yourself spiritually, so that you get the mandate that God has already approved unto you. So spiritual reinforcement is one of the reasons for getting married. And there are so many other reasons, but I just want to stop on this for this very particular edition. And as you meditate on that, I pray that God will give you all it takes to marry the right person and to find yourself walking with the right person, so that at the fullness of time, God's name shall be glorified.